So, good morning students. In the previous classes, we have learnt about that how microorganisms are useful to us. In today's class, we will be discussing about that how microorganisms are harmful to us. So, some of the microorganisms can cause diseases in human beings, and it can also cause disease in plants as well as in animal also. So such disease causing microorganisms are known as pathogens. So I have told earlier also, microorganism which can only cause diseases, okay, in living organisms. So these microorganisms are known as pathogens. Now let's study much more in detail about disease causing organism. Now first of all, let us understand how do microbes enter in our body. So these pathogens can enter in our body through the air we actually breathe, the water we actually drink, or the food we eat. They can also get transmitted by direct contact like handshaking, or in the case of wrestling with the infected person, or it can be carried by an animal. For example, it happens in the case of a dog bite. When dog bites you, so it can transmit a kind of disease, we call it as rabies, in your body. Microbial disease that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or physical contact are known as communicable disease. So communicable disease are the diseases which can be spread from infected person to a healthy person. It can happen through air, it can happen through water, or it can be transmitted through food or through the physical contacts. So these kind of diseases are known as communicable diseases. Some examples of these diseases, it includes cholera, okay, common cold, chickenpox, and tuberculosis. For example, in the case of cholera, if a person suffering from cholera defecates in water, so that water gets contaminated, and when that water, for example, if a person drinks that contaminated water, so that disease can transmit in that person. So hence cholera is known as a communicable disease which can be transmitted from infected person to healthy person. So in a case of common cold also, if a person who is suffering from common cold, which happens because of the virus, when a person cough or sneeze, so very tiny droplets, it enters into the air. And when healthy person inhale that kind of air, and if the immunity power of healthy person is less, then a person can get that kind of disease. So hence common cold is also a communicable disease. Let's come to chickenpox. In the case of chickenpox, a person who generally suffers, he may get high fever also, and there will be a kind of lesions all over the body. So this can be transmitted with the help of air. Infected person can transmit this kind of viruses into the air, and when the air is breathed in by the healthy person, then this disease can be transmitted to healthy person. In the case of tuberculosis, this disease is transmitted with the help of bacteria. A person who is suffering from tuberculosis, if he coughs or sneeze, so these bacteria enters into the air, and through the air it can enter into the healthy person. So these kind of diseases like cholera, common cold, chickenpox, tuberculosis, and many other diseases are there which can be transmitted from infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or physical contact are called communicable diseases. So these are the some pictures of the organism just now which we have discussed. So this is a rhinovirus. It causes common cold in human beings. This is the influenza virus which cause flu. This is the tuberculosis bacteria. So tuberculosis bacteria, it affects the lungs of a person. And this is a chickenpox virus. This is the picture of chickenpox virus, and this is the impact on the skin. It causes lesions on the body. So till now we have discussed that how diseases can be transmitted from infected person to healthy person with the help of air and water. And here in point number 4 you can see that some of the insects and infect animals also, it acts as a carrier of disease. These organisms are known as vector. For example, housefly is also known as vector. It is one kind of such carrier. So housefly, if it sits on a dirty kind of thing, for example garbage or any fecal matter, so what happens, the organism from the garbage or the fecal matter, it sticks to the body of the housefly. So housefly when sit on the uncovered food, and if you're going to eat that kind of food, so that disease can enter in your body. And this is how insect can give infection to healthy person. Now one example of the animal which carry the disease, for example dog. If the dog is infected by the rabies virus and that kind of dog bites a person, so that rabies virus is going to enter into the healthy person. Now next example of the carrier is the female Anopheles mosquito. So you must have heard about that. So these female Anopheles mosquito, it actually carries a parasite, we call it as a malaria, parasite of malaria, that is Plasmodium. So basically we say that malaria is caused by the biting of female Anopheles mosquito, but it is actually female Anopheles mosquito carries this parasite whose name is Plasmodium. And you must have heard about the dengue fever also. So dengue fever, it happens because of the virus, and this virus is carried by the female Aedes mosquito. Now there can be one question that why only female Anopheles mosquito carries the parasite of malaria, why not the male? So answer is that female has to suck blood. Okay, female has to suck blood in order to nourish its eggs, and also it has to provide lot of protein and iron to its developing eggs. So that is why the most easiest way to get lot of protein and iron is the blood of organism like human beings. So for example, a person is suffering from malaria, so their body will be having Plasmodium, okay, this organism. So if female Anopheles mosquito by chance bit that person, so what happened, this organism enters into the body of female Anopheles mosquito, and if that mosquito is going to bite a healthy person, so that disease may get transmitted to a healthy person. So here are the some picture. This is the female Anopheles mosquito. You can see that it is sucking blood from the human being. So this blood contains lot of iron and lot of protein, which provide nourishment to the egg of the female Anopheles mosquito. And inside the female Anopheles mosquito, there is a malarial parasite. So the name of the malarial parasite is Plasmodium vivax. So this Plasmodium belongs to the category of protozoan. If you remember that we have discussed about the 5 kind of microorganism. Microorganism basically divided into 5 categories, that is bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and virus. So this Plasmodium vivax belongs to the category of protozoan. Okay, now this is the picture of the Plasmodium vivax, and this kind of organism which we can see with the help of microscope. So the next question arises, if microorganisms are so deadly, so how can we prevent the spread of disease by them? So very basic example are there. General thing we can do, we should always keep a handkerchief on the nose and mouth while sneezing or coughing. It is better to keep a distance from infected person. Nowadays, we oftenly hear about the word social distance in order to prevent the disease corona. The same, it is talking about the same thing, that we should maintain a distance while talking to somebody. Okay. Now next is, all mosquitoes breed well in water. Breed well means mosquito lays their eggs in water, and after that egg hatches into the water. So that is why hence we should not let water collect anywhere, okay, in coolers or in tires or in flower pot. So by keeping the surrounding clean and dry, we can prevent the breeding of a mosquito. Breeding means the multiplication of the mosquito. Now some common diseases which is caused by the microorganisms. Let's discuss about these organisms in much more detail. It is in the table of your textbook in page table number 2.1. I hope you can see the table. So first column is regarding the human disease, then causative microorganism, mode of transmission and the preventive measures. Now number first is tuberculosis. So tuberculosis, the main causative agent of tuberculosis is bacteria, and it can be transmitted with the help of air, and I have discussed already about it in a previous slide. Measles. So measles, the causative agent of measles is virus, and it can be transmitted through the air. Next is chickenpox. It also happened because of the virus, and the mode of transmission is the air on direct contact. Transmission means how it can be transmitted from one person to another. Next is poliovirus. So polio disease is the name of a disease. Okay, the causative agent is virus and the mode of transmission is air and water. So polio affect the limbs of a human being. Limbs means hand, leg. Okay, and this kind of disease impact is irreversible. Once a person get affected, it cannot be reversed back. So what are the preventive measures for these kind of diseases? Tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, polio. So what we can do that if a patient is suffering from these kind of diseases, so he should be kept in isolation. Okay, and the personal belonging of this patient should be always away from those of others, from the healthy people. And vaccination can be given to these children so that this disease can be prevented. Okay, so children, if they will get the vaccination once, so these diseases will not happen to them. These are the preventive measure. Now in the second column you can see that cholera and typhoid. So cholera gets transmitted through the bacteria. Okay, the causative agent is bacteria. For typhoid also causative agent is bacteria. It can be transmitted, cholera can be transmitted through the contaminated water, through the contaminated food. Contaminated means already that organism, that bacteria is present in the water. So I am using the word contaminated. In the case of typhoid, the causative agent means because of which microorganism this disease is happening. So that is bacteria, and it can be transmitted through the contaminated water. So how it can be prevented? How can we prevent cholera and typhoid? So we can maintain personal hygiene. So personal hygiene, you already know that. Washing your hands frequently with good soap solution and all. Consume properly cooked food. You should not eat half cooked food like meat and all, because maybe in a half cooked food these bacteria might be present. So if you are going to cook food properly, so these bacteria can be completely destroyed. And what we can do, the most easiest way, we can boil the drinking water. Okay, if we are going to boil the drinking water, so because of the boiling process, the typhoid and cholera organism may die. And the last thing is we can do the vaccination. So vaccination we have already discussed in the previous classes in much more detail. Now next organism is hepatitis A. So the hepatitis A, which affects the liver, so the main causative agent is virus. Okay, and it can be transmitted with the help of contaminated water. If a person who is having the hepatitis A and after that he defecates in water, so that water becomes contaminated, and that is why that if the contaminated water has been drank by a healthy person, so what will happen? That virus will enter in the healthy person. So best way to prevent it, we can drink only the boiled water, and vaccination is the mode of prevention of this disease. So generally these waterborne diseases mainly it spread during the rainy season, because it can happen that during the rainy season or what happened, so for example the pipeline which actually distribute water at your home, there is a damage in a pipeline. So what happened, so if a human being already defecated in a water, so that water will come directly and it will enter into the pipeline, or what will happen that to the pipeline that water can enter at your home, and if you are going to drink that kind of water without boiling, so you may get this hepatitis disease if our immunity power is low. Now next is malaria. So we have discussed already about it. The causative agent of malaria is protozoa, name is Plasmodium vivax, and the thing which actually transmit this disease to us, that is mosquito. So that is female Anopheles mosquito. Preventive measures, we can use mosquito net and repellent. So you repellent, you already know, that is Odomos and all. Okay, all out. So these are the mosquito repellent. Repellent means which keep away the mosquito. We can spray insecticides. Okay, you often heard about the black hit and red hit. Like hit is a kind of a chemical substance. We see in advertisement also lal hit cockroachon ke liye, kala hit machhar makhiyon ke liye. Okay, so that is the insecticide which kills the insect. Okay, insecticides, and it can control the breeding of the mosquito if we are going to not allow the water to get collected in our surrounding. So of course there will be no breeding for the mosquito. So this much for today. In next period we are going to discuss about the disease causing microorganisms in animals. Thank you. I am going to send you this PowerPoint presentation. Okay, I am going to WhatsApp it so you can see it later once we are going to finish the chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.